Hi, I'm Carrie Kirk. A little bit about me. I was a university professor teaching criminal law, juvenile probation officer with a degree in criminal justice. And we're going to get into the conspiracies of Charlie Kirk. So we know September 10th, 2025, there was a shooting at Utah Valley University that cut the life of Charlie Kirk short. He was a conservative leader, media figure, polarizing voice, but within hours, the mainstream narrative fractured. There were audio clips, missing footage, claims of framing, and one voice rising above many, Candace Owens. So today we're going to go deeper. I'll walk you through not just what's known, but what she's saying, what new claims matter, and which conspiracies now demand serious attention. So let's start with the foundation. Charlie Kirk was shot at the public event at the Utah Valley University. And they had a suspect that was identified as Tyler Robinson, arrested after the shooting, and he now faces charges including aggravated murder. Prosecutors have discussed the possibility of seeking the death penalty. Investigators released surveillance footage showing his movements across campus, which helped law enforcement identify and apprehend him. These are the points on which almost everyone agrees. There are some people stating that Tyler Robinson had kind of like a disability, which might be the reason for the limp, not necessarily a shotgun. So, the no autopsy audio and the forensic claims. One of the earliest viral elements was a leaked audio clip, purportedly from a dispatcher or 911 call suggesting no autopsy was performed. That claim instantly went viral as evidence of alleged cover ups, but forensic experts and mortuary analysts have pushed back. In homicide cases, autopsies are routine. So Erica Kirk cannot just decide she doesn't want them, they're mandated. And the claim is likely a distortion or misinterpretation of partial audio. The mere existence of the audio is intriguing, but its interpretation is far from settled. I can't remember the lady's first name, but it's somebody, the mortician, who is on YouTube, and she is stating that there was an autopsy performed. And if you look at the footage, it hit like the neck bones, and some are saying it went inside. But until we see the actual autopsy, um, there's a lot of things that are hidden from the public. So the surveillance footage that authorities released show key moments, entry into the venue. They also show movement across campus and the suspect's departure, but it also has invisible stretches, times and spaces with no camera coverage that is publicly shown. That absence fuels suspicion. How did Robinson move so freely throughout blind spots? Was there intentional camera shutdown? These are precisely the kind of gaps conspiracists latch onto, and they're not unreasonable questions in such a politicized case. So I know for myself, I have watched countless hours of this assassination, but the only thing I see is Tyler running across and then down. You don't see him when he's in position. At least I have not seen that. So the censorship, one of the most concrete interference examples comes out of Australia. The nation's e-safety regulator ordered social media platforms to remove a geo restrict particularly graphic video footage related to the Kirk case. So for Australian users, essential footage was made inaccessible under threats of fines. Regulators defended it as protecting minors and vulnerable viewers. They also have done that in the States, where at first you can see the actual blood spill, but then some of these videos have been taken down or not pushed out or blurred. But for those demanding transparency, that move reads like suppression. If one country can block evidence, what's to stop more countries or platforms from quietly extending those controls worldwide? Now, here we go. Let's talk about Candace Owens. She's a longtime conservative commenter, formerly connected to Turning Point USA. She's become one of the loudest voices questioning the official storyline. Her claims are bold and they shift the debate in a way that demands attention. So she is asserting that Tyler Robinson was possibly framed. She says that she thinks he's innocent, that the narrative of his guilt, his arrest, even his alleged suicidal texts are fabrications. She claims she has sources confirming that the federal case is constructed, not discovered. And she has quoted, "Everything we have been told is a lie." A woman was seen with the shooter, according to her, and this footage was withheld. Owens alleges the FBI and authorities suppressed surveillance footage showing a woman walking with the suspect, which might point to an accomplice or alternate movement. So she says authorities did not release it to protect a false narrative. Bill Ackman and Israel pressure theory. She claims the hedge fund billionaire Bill Ackman threatened Kirk in the Hamptons intervention over his Israel criticism, and that such pressure may have made Kirk a target. And Ackman and associates strongly denied these claims and published texts to refute them. So the suicide narrative, she believes that's also false. She rejects reports that Robinson was suicidal or made confessions, calling them media fabrications. She maintains Robinson has never set foot on the UVU campus. She says that the images released are too blurry or misidentified. The government is lying, hiding evidence. Owens contends that authorities from the feds down to local agents are orchestrating a narrative, suppressing inconvenient evidence to corner public belief. In her telling, the system itself is complicit. So those claims, controversial as they are, have received attention, some shock, some skepticism, even some pushback from conservative allies. But Owens hasn't gone unchallenged. Charlie Kirk's inner circle, Turning Point USA staff, and supporters, they have pushed back. Bill Ackman publicly shared texts with Kirk and denied any blackmail or coercion. TPUSA spokesperson denied that the alleged Hamptons intervention ever involved threats. Charlie Kirk's pastor and allies have also criticized Owens. Rob McCoy, head of the faith division of TPUSA, called for caution, suggesting that in a time of grief, Owens should not spread innuendo or gossip. The internal tension is genuine. Until the official evidence is released fully, these competing narratives are fighting for dominance. Now, what makes Owens' claims notable, even if unproven, is the way they shift the frame from a simple shooter suspect to a federal conspiracy, suppressed footage, narrative control, potential political motive. By hanging up alternative suspects or missing evidence, she forces the narrative field to expand. So as we track this story further, here are a few newer elements we're spotlighting. Russian President Vladimir Putin publicly condemned Kirk's assassination as a disgusting atrocity and claimed it exposed a deep rift in American society. A rare foreign leader weighing in so heavily on a domestic assassination. MAGA infighting over Israel. Owens' Israel claims reopened fault lines in MAGA ranks. Many loyalists bucked her narrative, accusing her of seeking attention or even twisting tragedy. Her timing and messaging may have contributed to fractures in the movement's unified response. Audio and data leaks as risk points. Some conspiracy watchers suggest the future leaks. Scratch audio, metadata, unredacted footage may either validate or dismantle major claims. If a suppressed clip surfaces that matches Owens' woman with shooter, things can change fast. The Australia e-safety example is just one sign. Larger platforms may quietly tighten rules about graphic content in high-profile cases, limiting what independent investigators can show. This policy shift itself becomes part of the story. Was it neutral or selective? And the AI-generated images and viral martyr portrayals are not just fluff. They influence viewer belief. By painting Kirk as a savior or prophet, these narratives tilt people towards assuming something nefarious must have happened behind the scenes. Now, when a political figure is assassinated, several human instincts will start to kick in. You got distrust of institutions, temptation to believe in something or someone is orchestrating more than tragedy, and readiness to see meaning in the gaps. When authorities delay evidence, or the release of it, the vacuum is filled by commenters, rumor mills, and people like Candace Owens. Owens' claims gain leverage because they're dramatic, provocative, and structured to generate outrage. Whether true or false, they force us to question things. Who controls the narrative? Who gets access to the evidence? And those are important questions in any politicized case. So, as the case proceeds, critical documents will be released, full surveillance logs, raw video, autopsy reports, ballistic trajectories, witness depositions. Those will either support or undercut some of the boldest conspiracy claims. If a suppressed video of a woman walking with a shooter emerges, Owens' claims may gain force. If forensic reports confirm standard procedure and no conspiratorial finding, the extreme theories will lose traction. So far, we have powerful questions, dramatic claims, and competing narratives, but no real definitive proof that a cover up occurred. So, the Kirk assassination, tragic, deeply divisive, and it's also a live case still unfolding. Candace Owens has dramatically escalated the conspiracy framing, bringing claims of framing, withheld footage, coercion, and government lies. Some of her claims are unverified, but others are kind of plausible, given the gaps and redactions we already see. So I'd like to know what you guys feel. Do you feel there's a conspiracy going on? Do you think there were holograms or multiple shooters? Do you think it was the lavalier microphone? There's the people jumping over the table, the chair that seems to go through. Was that AI? Was it a hologram? Was it just a glitch in the film? Let me know your thoughts and I'll keep you guys updated. We shall have the live updates of the court case that I believe is coming at the end of this month. Hopefully, they won't postpone it. I'm here for you guys and I'll see you soon.